going to retrace a bit and then carry on going up.
Yeah, you'd think like this is a pretty heavy level up here with this zone. So first time touching it, I think that was definitely good for a reaction. Given Asia session, when you take the gap into consideration as well, it's about 260 odd pips. That's a lot, hey.
Yeah, I'm going to try and hold, sort of just see if I can get to the middle of that gap or at least below Asia, and then wait for some sort of reaction and try and trade it back up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's sound. So yeah, did you get your funding?
No, not yet. I mean, I was so close and then just had a terrible day, but I'm still in front. I just I don't know what it is. As soon as I get close, I'll start to make mistakes. I'll just try to be a bit more patient again. I'm still in front. I think I'll do it this week.
Yeah.
I just keep nearly making a complete hash of it, which is frustrating.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, I'm in front on all three prop accounts, and I reckon this week I'll probably get there.
Mm-hmm.
But I should have been there last week. It's annoying.
Yeah, it's hard when you it's hard when you get so close. You just want to like get that over the line.
Yeah, and then you sort of make I made a mistake and then sort of compounded it by sort of trying to chase it a little bit. And, at the end of the day, you go, why did I do that? But hey,
yeah. I sent Locke and Paul. I've added you guys now, so you should be able to see it.
Cheers, mate. I'm just having a look through some of the other brokers. German's pretty interesting because it did on the open, the brokers that open earlier than Pepperstone. There was initial trade for a couple of hours that then when Asia opened at 9:15 or whatever, there was a big gap in Asia session itself. So we might drop down in that candle. That candle's the gap candle on the other brokers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could drop down to that little bearish candle there and take that liquidity before going up again. Might be a nice buy zone.
So that's just above the New York session. So that's around.
Yeah, just got to look at the pricing's obviously different, so it's a little bit hard to get it exact. But if you look at like Think Markets Think Markets is probably the best one.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it, but it looks very conspicuous.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's Justin's entry to the funded account.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
I swear these copy accounts, the same thing happens all the time. Though you get to like within 1%, and if they just allowed copy trading, that you could like load a rule that said open the reverse position to what you're doing, you pass it. Yeah, straightforward every time.
Having an inverter when you get close to your target.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what it is. I get close and then I just you get a bit sort of snatchy and I don't know. I was gonna. I mean, I want to be a bit more patient generally with my trading. I've got that thing where you feel like you're going to miss a trade, and the majority of my trades, even the really good winning ones, I've got in way too early. I just need to be.
You end up taking the breakout, jumping on a breakout and losing.
I've got that same problem. I think they call it the FOMO.
Yeah, absolutely.
1 point. What is it? A bit over 1%. Less than like somewhere between 1 and 1.2% away from the next scale up. So I want to try and get that as well. It'd be nice if we do that today.
What is that when they increase your funding?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They you go up different stages, so it's not quite double, but it's like 50% more in your account.
Nice.
So it goes from like 20 to 30, 30 to 50, 50 to 75, 75. Like it's not quite 50% sometimes. All the way up to 4 million. If you just keep on going up the stages.
So they must use your trading data at that point because I mean they can't just keep handing out that sort of money, surely.
Yeah, they say they do. They say that's what they that they when you get to that level as well, they pay you a salary as well at the same time. They'll give you $4,000 US a month or something. Plus, you get to keep 100% of your profits. That's what they say. But they also say that you'll be like they say that once you get to a certain stage as well, that they take your trades and they put it onto their own accounts to balance hedge the risk, which I think is the way they should be doing it, shouldn't they, from the whole start?
Yeah, definitely.
So as long as you got one, that's why I'm much more confident that some of these prop firms, the ones that have been around and got a good business model, why some of them are really nice to be with, where they don't really play those silly buggers where all of a sudden they deny you. I mean, I'll let you know if something changes for sure. But at the moment, I have zero issues with them.
Who are you with at the moment?
The Fivers.
The Fivers, yeah. Well, I've got mine spread across Blue Guardian, FTMO, and the Fivers.
Yeah, the Blue Guardian's the one I'm a little bit most sus with. Like I've had issues with them in the past.
Yeah, Alphas were a bit shit as well, weren't they?
Alpha sucks, man. Yeah, they're horrible. But Blue Guardian, they eventually paid, but it took me. They changed the issue wasn't really so much of the trading, as they changed their dashboard and then everything just reset. And I was like, hey, I was in profit. And they said, do you have a screenshot? I'm like, no. They said, oh, how do we know? I'm like, well, you changed the dashboard. So shouldn't you have this data? Like I had nothing to do with it, changing the dashboard. And all my data's lost. Like, yeah, that said, yeah, that's happened with some people. So what do we do? What are we going to do about it? And I had some things, but like I wasn't fully up to date. And they said, well, we'll honor this. But then I didn't hear from them. And then when I had to escalate it again, got to someone new, and I had to go through the whole process again. And then they were like, well, unless you got screenshots, how do we know that you had a profit? And
yeah, I mean, about a year ago, I was had a proper account with Blue Guardian, and they kept changing their broker, and then saying, "Oh, we can't trade from Friday afternoon. We're getting a new broker." And then it was another week you could trade, and then it was we've got no MT4. You've got to use a different type of broker.
It was around that time. It was around that time.
Yeah, they were ludicrous. Yeah,
they eventually paid some. I think it was about 6.5% that they ended up paying to but it was such a battle to actually get it, and I blew the account afterwards, so I never went back. Okay.
What's your sweet spot with the account sizing that you prefer? Do you like go for the bigger ones or the smaller ones where you just run through them quickly?
When I've tested them out, when I'm testing them out, I just do the small one, and then when I'm confident with it, like if they've paid out a couple of times, I just use that money and buy a big one.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Because there was another one I was looking at, but all the issues that I have is the copy trader. So they all want the copy trader to be the master. Sorry, they want the prop firm to be the master account. So it kind of sucks trying to try and link two prop firms. So at the moment I've got my main account is attached to my other smaller live account, which is receives the trades from the prop account. So I just do everything on the prop account at the moment. And then I've got some other accounts that just have that I just open up for swing trades. So it's
I just find
copying look at them.
Copying from when you make the prop account the master, the spreads are so rubbish that you end up, like when you're scalping, trades that would normally be good within your stop loss, you're getting stopped out of because the spread's so bad.
I don't find the spread bad with fivers. Like, it's a bit more, but
it's not good. Fivers is better than the others, but it's not exactly razor.
I mean, the way I do it is I've got like an Oanda demo account. You can use any MT4 or whatever, and then I use social trader tools, and I checked with all three prop firms and said, "Are you okay if I copy from my private account into the?" And they all said, "Yeah," and it works. I mean, it's not cheap as a trade copier, but it's all in the cloud, and I don't miss a trade. I don't.
Which one is it?
Social trader tools, it's called. So you basically just log in and you put your master account details and your slave account details and work out your risk and all that good stuff. And then I don't have any MT4 instances running. I just do all my trading through Tradingview, and then that copies that goes into the Oanda demo, and then that copies out to the three prop accounts. And Hayden and I set up that blue, what was it? Blue something.
Blue. Yeah,
I set that up and that all worked, but then it started to like miss trades, and there was some issues I found and it was just being a bit of a pain with my VPS. So I've gone back to social trader tools, and I think it's like $60 a month for 5 accounts, which I know is not cheap.
Yeah, that's okay. What is that, US?
Yeah, but it does not miss a beat. It's really, really efficient, and it just uses the APIs for each broker that you're using.
I was using Traders Connect, but they've just had some issues with MetaQuote, so it worked a charm, but you can't use them on MT5 anymore.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean that one, social trader tools, you can copy between MT4 and MT5. I think you can do a load of other platforms as well. Yeah, have a look at it. Have a look at their pricing structure. I think it's really good.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Hey, son. How are you? Okay, so 10 minutes before the bell.
Hi.
Go on. What were you going to say?
No, listen, I'm good. Yeah, hope everyone's well.
Yeah. Yeah, this gap's a bit annoying, but we'll see. So like because Forex.com is nice, but I wanted to see if we can use volume, but you can't on here. Well, but what about? So did you say Think Markets could? I think I got that down here somewhere.
I think markets. I like for German. I like their candles. They're smooth and they deal with the gap. It's real. The gap is a gap. It's not like Pepperstone where you're just missing trading time. They also had all that. Remember when we were fiddling around with the VWAP and it all worked on Think Markets?
Yeah. So they've got it here. So they have another. Okay. So let's see. So if price can come down. I like this area for it. I mean, it lines up to the left, doesn't it? This area. Below that, then there's see if it can come down here and react, and then if it wants to bounce and fill the gap and maybe break the second time, it can punch lower. But I think this down, if it can come down in London, maybe we get some sort of bounce. That would be at 80 pips. Like, it's a lot of volume at the moment, but just doing from here to here would be 80 pips. I mean, I'll take that. Then we've got a gap underneath. So if it can push down, I won't be too fussy in the entry. And then we've got the full market gap. So so the market pumping up higher. This is the thing that's interesting is the market's was very pleased with this trade deal news where it pumps up, but I wonder if that's like a false move, because it is going to make the, like, surely 15% tariff's going to hurt earnings. And if that hurts earnings, like companies, like, it's a tax. It's a tax on the end of it. So why be so bullish from that news?
I suppose 15% is better than 50% or whatever, isn't it? But it doesn't actually, the tax isn't on the exporter, it's on the importer, isn't it? So it's the American importers that pay the tax, right?
Yes. But the EU don't charge a tariff. It's not a reciprocal tariff. So maybe US goods would compete with European goods in the market as well. So to me, it's more of I just think there's, unless I'm misreading it, but you're right that the market could be saying, well, we're actually priced in the possibility of 30% and now 15% certainty. So that's a good thing compared to what we were pricing in. But I wouldn't be surprised to see people think this is going up and this is all great, and then for it to rinse people. So that's why I'm not thinking at the moment break all-time highs continuation. I'm thinking more sweep these lows and reaction, and then we'll see what London decide. If London think it's bullish, let them then break the high and then see if it's going to go higher. But I think it could potentially, whilst the market will be thinking just trade deal done, great for market, I think there could be enough people that are just have that idea, buy, but then really it's it does a wash of them first. So still look at this level as a bounce, and man, it'll be nice to just get an easy trade in early. That'll be a blessing. It's not feeling well.
There was another thing that I was listening to someone saying that basically, because American importers are going to have to pay like 15% or whatever it is on whatever they're importing, the local American equivalent will go up in price as well, because basically they're saying, if it costs me another 20 grand to buy a BMW, and on top of the import, then we'll put our prices up as well. So it's going to have a really negative impact on the American market.
Yeah. So the final price won't change too much. I think some people theorize that. I think it was even Scott Bessent that might have been saying it, that it'll be sort of split across, like 15%, 5% will be just worn by the importer, 5% will be worn by maybe the producer, and 5% might be worn by the consumer. So they don't pass it fully on. And they sort of, along the chain, they just eat the price increase, so that not everyone's actually copping such a huge change.
Yeah, but the consumer must pick some of it up. They can't absorb all of that, surely.
No, it's like 5%, 5%, 5%. So
yeah.
So like it might be 5% more expensive, but then it's just the other two parties in the chain will have will just eat into their profit margin. They have to work out where they can increase other goods to try make up the loss. End of the day, they said like what will most likely do is some goods will be more expensive, and then people will just have to make sacrifices elsewhere. All right. Well, it's actually more, if anything, this was more bearish this session. So we've got 2 minutes in. This is the Frankfurt Open candle where price pushed up, and then but it's really been a negative response after that. And it's a pretty big session from these highs. We've gone down into the Asian session, 80 pips. But this is the Frankfurt Open where it initially on the very open just pushed up, but you'll see that there's been some selling pressure into that. So I do wonder if London might spike up as well, and then drop, or is it just going to drop from the open? It's kind of looking like it's just ready to fall, isn't it?
I hope so. I'm still short.
Hmm. One minute. 1 minute and 15. So what's France 40 doing? France 40 quite like that. Stocks. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the opening. So London pushing up. See if it wants to sweep into here, if it wants to sweep above it. Ooh.
Ooh, lovely.
Big rejection. Recording, yeah, actually. Yeah, with a bit of a delay on it. Okay, yeah, man. Negative, very negative. Okay, this is the area I was wondering if we're going to get a reaction from. Stocks mix, car's happy. Oh, gosh. Okay, see if we get a reaction here. This is the area, a bit of volume, and then where that gap was. Yeah, I think it's more of a drag, if anything. And the way that we've got such a huge gap up makes me think that there's a lot of volume left below. I think it's going down. I was just wondering if there's going to be a bounce. And the reaction for the bounce, I was wondering if it just comes back up to like London Open, like 40, 50 pips. But there's this bounce. There's not a bounce. Price is just pushing through it at the moment. But 95 pips for London Open so far. Let's see. Sweep in this area. See if it comes back up. Retests Frankfurt low. That would be about 50 pips. Before then, maybe fill in this space. But to me, this is like the area that we're testing. This zone is, especially on the 1 hour time frame, it's pretty good. Like, look at it. Little consolidation across here. Little high up here. Little wick. Now I've got this space to fill. Yeah, now we're starting to get that little reaction. Let's see if it can keep on going. Where's my other? This one. So yeah, see if we can fill this. It's a pretty quick move down. Bit oversold in the stocky. And in this gap area, this gap's going to be hard to navigate. Okay, Tom, no problem. Yeah, see if it can sort of come back up. Or if it just makes a lower high, lower low. Set up 0.7. Rhine metal down 2.4. Yeah, I think part of the trade deal that they were announcing was that where they were going to buy up a lot of American stuff was in American weaponry. So that makes sense. A huge competitor now to Rhine metal. anyone in any trade right now, apart from the ones that are holding themselves?
No, I took my profit and I'm waiting for another entry.
HK long, gold long. Yeah, I'm very curious about this area, like what to do here with this gap. I don't like being in this gap area, but I think if we're breaking above this area, if it did something like this, I'll take the second break above just to retest up these highs. Come on, break that high at least. So oversold in the stocky. A little bit of divergence as well. But yeah, man, I'm kind of keen on this if it can break above here. Oh no, looks like it's going to keep on going down. Never broke. Yeah, well, play the waiting game. It's at the daily lows for, if we look at Pepperstone. Would like to see it break above here, but it's in the middle of this area. So got a bit of liquidity in this Asian session before the move started. So it's looking like it wants to sweep into the zone. Yeah, man. Just grinding lower and lower. Like it's going to fill that whole gap at the moment, the way it's sort of moving.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of looking for some sort of reaction at like 50% of that gap or the full gap, and then sort of like you say, a move up, pull back, and then an entry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, everything's getting very low on the stocky. Bit of bullish reversal divergence. Underneath the cot. Oh. Oh. Okay, things just going to be crashing down very soon. But there's not much in the way holding up price in this area. Yeah, man, look at that.
That's the 50% gone.
What's that, sorry?
That's the 50% of that gap been taken now.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that's this whole area been taken as well. This little area that we had. So let's see, nice little reaction from that. What was that? 30 pips. Cowboyed a little long. Oh yeah, from 382. That's a good spot for it. So see if we can at least retest up these highs. Got a little triple wick formation across here. So yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that as well, actually. I'm going to buy right now. See if we can target a back up. Stop loss, about 40 pips. I think that'll do. I'm long. Already oversold in the stocky. We're 15 minutes into it. A huge 15-minute candle. Absolutely huge. So not looking for full reversal, but I think enough to take out this Asia liquidity and then see if we can just get a bounce. Even if it bounces 50%, that's 1-to-1. Yeah, I like that idea. Come on. Have a bounce. Come on, push. TP 416 up here. Oh, yeah. That structure. Come on, push. Nice one, Tom. Got the 1% for the day. Okay, come on, man. Just reverse them. Definitely slowing down here. Is it slowing down for another run lower? Or are we just going to come back up, retest this area before... If we can retest this area, I'll get the risk out. It's definitely slowed here, and it's kind of at this divergence area. It's just absorbing these orders, but it doesn't look great. I kind of did want it to have at least a bit more of a reaction. Like I don't love how it's kind of just grinding lower. I would like to see come on, man, something at least another strong candle like this other blue one. This blue candle is kind of like an inside bar on the higher time frame, like the 3 minute. So just like the weight of it, 140 pips on the way down. Hopefully it can win. Let's do some volume analysis at the moment, just for the very limited time. So, I mean, if we can retest this area, 446 at the moment, that seems to be where there's like quite a bit of volume in here. If we can just at least retest that, I'd be happy. Come on, push. So the entry was about here. Looking for it to go like that. If we can get 1-to-1 out of it, I'll be well pleased. Okay, come on, push. Yeah, first TP will be here. This will be first TP. And then second, I'll probably close majority here though, at this point, just because of, could easily see it retest those lows. But come on, push. Another 6 pips and we'll be about half to one.
Hi everyone.
Hey Danny, how are you, mate?
Good mate. You in a trade?
Yeah, and buys. Come on. Your thoughts before the open? Not yet. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
What's your target, Hayden?
First TP is here, which is like 40 pips away.
Thank you.
And then second target is about 80 pips. That's not looking good, man. Miss your TP by 2 pips. Oh gosh. Yeah, this is looking pretty grim. Now with all this gap in here, this level, that Asia structure from, I know it's not on here, it's on the other charts. Okay, that's not good. Stop me out then. Okay, I'll give it a second chance if it goes to break above here again. But at the moment, that was the area that I wanted to react from, and it was looking alright until these candles. Then it's just now. Now I need to be patient. That sucks, man. I'm not sure if I want to take another buy in this area with this gap, because I do feel that with these tariffs, this deal, I think there's, yeah, obviously London doesn't love it. But if it can break above here again, I'd give it a second chance. It's really unfortunate the way that it reacted.
Do you think London's just taken the low out, Hayden, to bounce back?
Yeah, but I don't want to catch this as well, like as it's falling. I just don't know. Like once, like the area underneath here was just a bit sketchy for me. It's just I just don't have the same, like when you've got such a big gap like this.
There's a lot of structure there, though, isn't there? You know, to the left of you there.
Yeah, but it's very high though as well up here. So like the area, like I want to take first time touches when I'm counter trend like so. I'd much prefer if it's like get on the first touch of it and then see if you can get that reaction to get your risk out of it. But then when like it only had a small reaction, and now that we're starting to get momentum, I just don't have this reliable edge trading this area like the second time and the touch, and it's just because of this gap and the way that New York was on Friday, closing all the way into these highs. I just think it's like where is it going to drop down to? I do think like ultimately probably will be bullish, but do we want to really catch something that's falling like this? So it was worth a shot first time, but then I won't go in again without a stronger confirmation. The worst thing I can do is take like a second loss on something and then be fighting it. That's really annoying though, man. because it was like if it had pushed up just a wee bit more, like 6 pips more, well, if I had a bit of a tighter stop loss, I would have been able to reduce the risk a little bit. But then once it started breaking down, now I just don't want to deal with trying to pick a low here, especially when the only one that I had, and I'm having to constantly go between different different charts. But like this is the little bit of structure where price in Asia, where price pushed up, and that's why once it reacted, I missed the jump on it, and I got but it was slowing down, and I thought that slowing down and a little bit of like 1 minute divergence around these levels, I thought then, okay, well, I've seen this happen before where price really shoots down and then at least it comes up and does like another correction just to retest. But now that we've got now that's in these lower areas, like after this level, and then now you've got this gap.
It's fully closed the gap now. It's fully closed it now.
Gap. Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe a bounce here. There's a lot of structures to the left. I don't know what date that is. What date's that?
So if you look at the New York
on the
session,
24th.
Where did the New York session really get involved? So to me, like New York, I know there's structures to the left, but where most of the buys took place was in this zone. So price is just so dangerous that we could drop another 100 pips. Yeah, I'll be careful trying to catch something like this. It's unfortunately the way it's moved down as well. If you sell now, you're really selling the extension. So if price does bounce, you'll be sitting a little bit of drawdown. But if it can start breaking through these levels, it has got more room to go down. But because you are getting in on the extension, if you did decide to sell, trouble is the risk reward now is quite limited. If you're willing to buy
I'm thinking of going long.
Yeah, I mean,
hoping it's going to rebound.
Yeah, I mean, if I hadn't taken a loss here, in this zone, and I thought, well, where can I get the next reaction from? Like this level down here, I'd be okay to give it a go, given that we've dropped down 200 pips already, very extended move, and I could easily see that we're more oversold. I could see price bouncing back up to, like say here, at least. So you could give that a shot, but risky, man. Risky if you've already taken a loss. That's the thing. If it was a first trade, maybe a bit more risky on it. But if it's just, I don't want to take a second loss in such a in this drop at the moment. What's stocks doing? Stocks falling. France 40's falling. German's now taken, I mean, it's taken the Asia low now. So maybe the Asia low, this is where they want to be. To retrace some. Yeah, but you're right. There is a bit of stuff here across. So Did anyone take a shot at that one? Simon did. Michael did. Cool. Much better reaction this level than that one where I went in on. Yeah, I'll be keen to give it another shot down here. Like, I think I'd look for this. I'll look for that. There's a pen in order. I think I'm actually selling. I'm going to put a small sell on. What's that? Small sell, something like this. Stop loss above this structure here. Look for it to come down to this area, to my buy zone. Yeah, I think that's what I'm just gonna look forward for today. Just I'm gonna sell down to my buy zone. Okay, so just low risk in case it doesn't work out, but got above here and it validates it, and I don't know if it's gonna come back higher. I kind of don't want it to come up this high, so I'd consider scaling out if it comes back here, and if it makes like a high and then drops. What I'll do is if it breaks above here a second time, then I'll close it. So I'm really only risking in my head, I'm only risking this much. But I've just got my stop loss here, just in case it just blasts up. But I'll try and get out of this if it's not looking good at a lower level. I don't trust the buys from this level. And this daily candle at the moment, to me, is looking... It could turn for sure, but it's looking like a fairly decent rejection at the moment. So I wouldn't mind it coming down into this wick before looking for those. But that'd be a very extended day. Why I want to trust that is the way that New York pushed up, like so. I want to trust that this is an area. This whole zone is where they'll defend. So this is what I'm kind of looking for price to bounce from this zone. Hence, that's why I'm going to look to buy that down here if it can get down this low. And I just want to go with the momentum for now. Like if it was up here and had a reaction, I would have been happy to hold on to. Like I was happy to give it a go here. I'm pretty disappointed to have taken a loss at this point. But I don't want to buy here just because it's the top of New York session. I do think if we break this low, where most of the buying activity happened was inside of here. So I think this is really the support. I know that's structure, and we've got a little bounce at the moment. But if we're breaking down, then I could see this level holding. So, yeah, I know it's risky as well, though. If it is breaking past this wick down, what I'll do is I'll scale a little bit out of the trade, and I'll move my stops to basically break even. But I don't want to get like another rejection wick underneath this low. But I could easily see just price falling a bit further. Really should have gone with the momentum in the first place when I thought that when it was falling from up here. I really should have just like this to me looked like it had a lot of weight to the downside. So it was a bit of a rush of blood, I think, trying to catch the bottom, and I got fair play to the market. Market can be a bitch when you're on the wrong side of it, but yeah, that heavy drop. Sorry, where was it? No, it was here. So I should have just got out. As soon as I saw this candle, I was like, that's not good. I should have just exited. I shouldn't have let it hit my stop in full. I was hanging on to hope at that stage, but when it was got underneath this area, it was looking pretty grim. So that was it's very annoying. Anyway, we'll go with the momentum. Didn't get as good an entry. Already moved 200 pips, but I think the reaction that we've had to up here, this could drop further, and if it can break underneath this low, I'll recoup some of that loss, and then I'll see if we can hold on to my better buy zone. Silver, I'm quite interested in as well. Problem with silver as a swing trade is very expensive. The swaps can really hurt you, but I really like this. I really like this zone that we're at. I like how price dumped on Friday quite aggressively, but I think any sort of like sweeps under this level, I think that can lead to some like a potential. I don't want to take a silver swing trade though. The swaps are heavy as. What's Nas doing? Nas looking very bullish. Oh, yes, pulled back a little bit, but huge gap up. I think that's all-time highs, isn't it? Yeah, gapped up, all-time highs. US 500, the same thing. US 30, gapped up, all-time high. German, sure, it's going to be bullish, but at the moment, I think we're more in. Yeah, it's just at least it filled the gap. A nice little rejection candle here on the 10-minute. But you don't like what gold is doing if you're long. Yeah, gold pulled back quite a bit as well, but gold's in a bit of a range. Like it's really struggling at these highs. All right, well, I'm gonna leave this a bit of a day trade. So the US and EU must not make trade agreement the new normal. EU-US trade deal cost companies in German automotive billions every year. Oh, what's going on here? Ashiba. He was apparently, the real rumor is he was going to step down. But then he came out and said he wasn't going to. Yeah. Today's not a huge news day, unfortunately. But tomorrow, when things really start to pick up. Oh, is there a trend line break, is it? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't trust the. Yeah, you got a bit of a trend line break here. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can run this low, because I don't want it to hit my stop loss in full. I'm only planning risking about like up at this gray zone. Okay, so I'm planning on risking about half of this, and then if price can drop down further, I think there's a huge chance we fall. So, but I'm not going to be able to babysit this one, so I've given it a bit of a wider stop. Just go with the momentum. If you're taking longs from here, hopefully it works out. Probably like structurally we're very bullish, but I'm happy to go lower risk just to see if we can drop down to my better buy zone. If it bounces around here, then I'll just have to reassess. But bit of a failure start to the Monday. Anyway. Guys, I'm not gonna babysit this one, so I'm gonna get going. Hopefully I feel better for tomorrow, a bit more energy. Sorry about the first trade. If you guys followed me on that one, my bad. But we'll try again tomorrow morning. All right.
Hayden, can you do me a favour?
Yeah.
Could you just, on your left-hand side on your indicators, could you unhide the session candle one? I just want to see what it does. The one above. and then go into indicators and up the top the indicators and just see invite only if it's still showing there.
This one?
Oh, it is still showing. Okay. Okay, I've taken those off. I didn't know if it would still be showing or not, but it is.
Oh, okay. What if I refresh?
Okay, no, that's fine. I just wanted to see.
I'll try.
Actually, yeah, let's
I'll
have
try
a
a
quick
refresh. So
Yeah, it's gone.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah,
Not working. Okay, sorry. That's great. I don't have anyone else to test that against, so I appreciate it. Thanks.
yeah, you're welcome. Cool.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go rest up a bit. Hopefully, shake this off. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay.
Thanks, mate.
All right. Cheers, Hayden.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Hayden.
Thanks,
Hayden.
Bye, everyone.
That's it, Danny.